Hello, this is SPNS TV, and today we talk to a Thai superstar, Phum Viphurit. Today, we talked about Erikson's 8 stages of development, life as a celebrity, and his early life in New Zealand as a third culture kid.
이번 팟캐스트는 영어로 진행할 예정이니 혹시 영어가 어려우신 분들은 그래도 영어 공부한다시고 끝까지 들어주시고 as an English, it's our first English episode, so please subscribe and like the video.
More to come for English subscriber. Thank you.
Peace.
Yeah, I was at a rooftop bar yesterday with some friends, and they made like a point of like clear distinction between Thais and Koreans, and like with the act of like when you go on an elevator, and then my friends are like, you can tell someone's Korean if they press at the floor and they just keep pressing at the button repeatedly, or like the door to close, just because I'm not sure if that's true.
That
but
is true.
I experienced that at the hotel earlier, so I was like, and like I think Thai people are so used to everything being a bit more slower pace because like the infrastructure in I'm from Bangkok, so I can only speak for people who live in Bangkok. The infrastructure is quite bad, let's be honest. Like traffic is bad everywhere during rush hours. Like to go a few kilometers, you're stuck for like an hour and a half.
Yeah. But there's a lot of traffic in Korea too.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But like I feel like you guys have it more sorted out. It's more systematic here. So maybe that contributes to why you guys are so fast paced too, maybe.
Yeah. But I think if it's sorted out, I feel like we should be more relaxed because it's gonna work out anyways.
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean? But I think it's sorted out, but also we're fast paced. Like even like when I get into elevator, and someone who's closer to the button doesn't press the closing button, I think the air in the elevator room is like, yo, like, can you press that?
yeah. You're wasting my time.
Yeah.
So
but
time is a very valuable thing in Seoul.
But what I think is that, okay, you may save 3 seconds.
Yeah.
But you have to live with that tension, right?
Yes.
So I'd rather waste my 3 seconds, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm aware of this, but I feel like just like the momentum that I live in Korea just gets me accustomed to do that. Yeah, bro.
All right.
So you're fully aware of all things going on, but you consciously make a choice to not be chill. To be chill.
Yeah. Maybe it's the way I was raised. I've always been very passive, sometimes passive aggressive. I don't know. Maybe a little bit. But yeah, we tend to avoid conflict. At least I was raised that way when I was a lot younger. But yeah, it contributes a lot to this definition of chillness that we see, that you guys see generally in Thai people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one thing I've noticed is like a couple of things I noticed from traveling to Thailand is nobody honks. That's one of it.
Really?
Like not a lot of people honk on the street.
Okay.
Compared to Korea.
Compared to what I'm used to here.
Right.
And when you do that, like it's kind of a confrontational move, right? And when Thai people cross that line, it's a signal of I want to fight. Like almost very, it's like an aggressive move.
Right. That is considered like if you honk at someone, especially in Bangkok, it's not like hey, warning, I'm coming out. It's kind of like yo, I have a bit of beef with you. That type of sense.
Yeah. But that's same in Korea though. I think nobody in Korea uses as a warning. Okay, I'm here, guys, but there's no ill intention, bro. Every honking in Seoul, I think, is an aggressive move. But I feel like everybody does it, so we're kind of desensitized by it. So I think it don't like necessarily lead to a fight, but it's just like a very common
that
thing.
Threshold to confront about a discomfort,
right,
or some sort of negative feeling is very low.
Yeah.
Like if that threshold is, because I drive like on a bike,
right,
and if you like, and I use my phone when it's either I check my like navigation or whatever, when it's a red light,
right.
And if I don't gas by like the half a second that it's turned green, like somebody will let me know.
They're gonna,
you gotta fucking move.
Right.
Unless you have an expensive car, then it's a little different. Yeah, okay. I think so.
I have no experience in that.
Same.
Yeah.
But it's just my imagination. Like,
I'd say it's kind of the same in Bangkok, especially the biggest city. But why we don't honk as much is that the traffic is just much worse. And if you honk, you can't really go anywhere anyway. Like,
you're stuck with that person.
We're kind of all stuck within this, traffic line. So we kind of get used to just like, hey.
True. Right. I guess in Korea, you can kind of honk and drive off, right?
Right. There's room for that. But most Thai roads during like busy hours, you can't go anywhere. True. So you just got to be calm, listen to your music.
Right.
Yeah, something.
But you said you were taught to avoid conflict when you're growing up. And I think it's similar in Korea, though. It's never like, okay, like I guess different from America. It's not like, okay, do what you want, be yourself.
Right. Be very outspoken. Yourself. Yeah.
But I think Korea is kind of similar. Like, oh, don't be rude to other people. Yeah. Like, it's kind of like, don't try to stand out even. Yeah. Like, do what you're told to do.
Right.
You think that's similar in Thailand as well?
I would say people around 25 to 30 were probably raised in a similar way, but a lot of younger people, Gen Z especially, have their own way of expressing that now, which is nice to see. Because I wish I could have been that outspoken about things I saw as a kid or things I thought weren't right, socially or like even on a higher level than that. But about that, like I was talking to you guys about how I noticed a lot of people in Seoul right now are wearing black.
Right.
And is that you guys?
I have a leopard though, but yeah.
And the hair.
Yeah.
That's what is that because it's just the trend, the fashion trend, or is it like everybody's wearing black, so we kind of choose this like palette that's not going to offend anybody, or is it just cool?
I think main thing is that the black is the safest color choice for clothing. It's like it's not that bold.
Yeah.
It kind of works with everything.
Yeah.
And you don't really stand out.
Right.
And everybody else wears black, I guess. That's why they wear it.
I think my understanding is it's kind of you can't really lose
when you wear black.
Yeah. Like you can't really.
I think that's more fair point.
Okay.
You can't really.
We hate losing.
Yeah. It's like if you wear something and it kind of stands off or is kind of whack.
Yep.
Let's say you wear like yellow or some shit.
Right.
Then
the outfit kind of misses.
And then I guess there's more room for you to be wrong.
Yeah, okay. I guess you leave a room for judgment if you wear colors besides black.
Yeah.
Or gray or white.
Oh, okay.
But black you can't kind of lose.
Right, it works, it functions.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe that's why.
Okay.
Yeah. But that is true, bro. That is true. I think a lot of similar in Berlin though, no?
Similar, but also like in the majority of cars I've seen have either been white, black, or gray.
Because they retain the most value when they resell.
Because of like the paint doesn't go bad, or like it's just like a classic.
Because like let's say there's a blue car and there's a black car.
Yeah.
More people are gonna want to buy a black car, right? Because blue is quite a specific color.
Right.
So the resale value is gonna be higher.
Okay.
Yeah. So like white car and black car.
So it's just like purely efficiency and cost.
I think so.
Okay. So you guys are very calculated.
Yes.
And we love to win.
I can see that. Like from like a Thai person's perspective, like we've always seen Korea, I guess the creative industry as a very highly competitive, like very highly systematic, and also like like you guys are at the top in terms of like the global influence.
Right.
So and I wonder if that rubs off on.
Yeah, dude. Like you just like get like a 13-year-old kids, right? You put them in this institution, you train them for like 10 hours a day for 10 years, and you drop like 90% of them. Yeah. And a 10% debut, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it's very, I don't know, bro. It's very condensed.
Right.
Competition is very condensed, and from a source I heard, there's a thing like when they like trying to have a group to debut. Let's say there are 8.
Yeah.
But they only plan to debut 5. And they already have the members in mind.
Oh.
But in order for them to feel that they're competing and they work hard, they don't tell like.
They don't tell the
they just tell them, oh, it's gonna be the top 5 people who are gonna get up. Yep. But in their head, it's already decided.
Oh.
But they want them to work harder, so they just use that other 3 people as kind of like a 희생양? What's 희생양 in English?
Sacrifice.
The
sacrifice.
Yeah, bro. So it's like
to the K-pop gods.
So it's quite rough, man. It's quite rough, I think.
Also, I think like in Thailand, the cityscape is you see a lot of gold and you see like a lot of like pink.
Okay.
You know,
right.
Like buildings,
more vibrant.
You see different colors, and I don't know if it's like the history of, you know, you guys have maintained that for a very long period of time.
Right.
But you see the architecture here, and it's like gray.
Right. It's very.
You don't see a lot. It's not like Hong Kong or
right.
like Thailand where it's very.
I think it's very like well thought out and well like made to look tidy. When I get the impression of that when I come here, I think Thailand. It's just because there's not a lot of laws around building things or like the color of your car or your taxi. Have you seen those buses? Those like 2-story buses in Thailand. There was a recent accident with one of those, but like those ones would have the most crazy like bootleg, like One Piece like print or like Naruto, like Sailor Moon, like every type of Western, Japanese, Chinese cartoon on them. And it's just like freedom to present your things or yourself in like every which way, which has always been like quite a very Thai thing. Like organized chaos is how I like to view, especially Bangkok. It's always been like that for me. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So clear difference there. Yeah.
I think another cultural shock that I had was, like I was going to use the bathroom.
Yep.
And it was locked. So I knocked on it.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's how I was grown.
Yeah.
You just knock on it. If someone's there, you knock.
Yeah.
To make sure, I guess.
Yeah.
To make sure if someone's there or not.
Right.
And then this Thai person like rushed out of it.
Oh, like, because you knocked on that door?
Yeah, like that person, he like rushed out of the thing because he thought I was in such a big rush.
Okay.
That you had to knock on the door.
That I had to knock on it. So he was like, oh, like, go for it. Like,
oh, wow.
And he was like, just, like tidy, like just getting ready. So I was really shocked. Like, I was like, oh, are you not supposed to like knock on bathrooms? And I guess if it's locked, they just assume that somebody's in there.
Right.
But I think
leave it.
I think I'd assume that somebody's in there if the door's locked though.
But in Korea, like most, like even if like you have to knock back.
Yes. No, but I think in Korea, I think the door's locked, so you know that person's in there. But in order for me to let that person know that I'm waiting for you, I knock on the door.
Maybe.
That's what I do. So that person feels a sense of rush and they don't take too much time because someone's waiting outside, you know. So you gotta kind of hurry up a little bit. Yeah.
But I was kind of grown like that's just kind of the custom.
Right.
Like you just check if somebody's in there or not.
Right.
And then if someone's in there, they just knock back.
Yeah. Or you say like, hey, someone's in here.
Yeah, someone's in here or something like that. But in Thailand, it just seemed like that isn't a culture.
Is that true?
No, I don't think so. I think that's quite a rare.
Okay.
That dude or like that woman or that person in the room must have been on something. He must have been doing something to be that paranoid. Be like, I'm out. Because usually in Thai culture, they'll just say, hey, someone's in here, or they won't reply. And if the door is locked, you're just like, someone's in here.
Or that person was very considerate.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe not.
I was so shocked.
I'm not sure.
I was like, he was like mid piss or something. Yeah. He gave up his piss. Yeah. So I could piss.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow.
We'd hold it. Yeah. But I guess it was that person. Shout out to that person though. For
whoever he is.
Yeah.
I hope he watches this.
But yeah, I think there are like, at least from my experience, and that was what I was asking to you before, like, because there must be discomfort for everyone. I think that like sensitivity is just the same.
Right.
No matter what culture you're from.
Right.
But you guys just don't seem to really confront it or like express it.
Right.
But there must be some code that I don't really get. You know?
As a foreigner?
Yeah. Like you guys must have your own language of kind of being more subtle about like,
right.
Either it be like, oh, I don't really fuck with you, or like just being more clear with your communication kind of like.
Right.
So I was kind of curious about that too.
Yeah, I was quite like, obviously I'm Thai, but I grew up very westernized in New Zealand for a very long time. And when I moved back to college for film school, I struggled a lot with this indirect sort of like politeness. Like they seem okay, but you know deep down like people are annoyed when things don't go their way. And I tried to break it down in my previous full length album, and the album is called the Greng piece. And to be greng in Thailand, there's no direct translation. But if I were to translate it, greng means to be wary, jai means heart. So together, to be greng jai is to be wary of somebody else's heart.
And empathy, kind of.
Yeah. And that means to be basically you're always aware of the social situation that you're in, and you're always kind of like looking out for the best way not to offend anybody, because you kind of want this, I guess, false sense of harmony and like to avoid conflict. And if something's wrong, you can kind of compromise yourself a little bit to kind of fit within that situation. Right. And like craziest thing is that I found about I've always known what this type of feeling or this behavior is, but no one ever explained it to me. Like you always taught to be greng jai, but no one, my mom didn't explain it to me what is greng jai. But in I saw an episode of Big Bang Theory, and that was when like there's like the beginning of the episode, like Sheldon explains this term to like his friends, like this is the greng jai piece. It's reserved for the most valuable or eldest member of the group that's eating within that table. I'm sure you guys have something like that. Like you give your boss the biggest.
Yeah.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah. You guys like Confucianism.
Yeah. I'm sure like a lot.
The elders,
like I'm sure in Japan and Eastern culture, this type of thing exists, and we, especially to foreigners, we don't express this as much to foreigners, right? And I don't know why, because we tend to put foreigners on a pedestal in Thailand. Okay. Like foreigners are.
But isn't it a good thing to have the greng chai, which is like it's like you kind of show respect?
Yeah. I as a kid, I always thought it was always positive. Right. But as I grew up and I worked on like student film sets, or like when I was making music with other people, and then I had things in my mind that I feel like this could be more dope and stuff, I would always hold myself back. Because I didn't want to say I'm working with like an older artist. I would not say like, hey, can we maybe like change the chord progression here? It doesn't really sound that.
It's similar to Korea in that sense.
Right. Yeah. But because they're older, they've been in the business longer, there's that sense of seniority and like, oh, I'm just a youngling. I don't know as much. I may as well just go along with it. Even though I know deep down, like it doesn't really work. And I feel like that applies to a lot of people in all industries and all different types of social situations in Thailand.
Right. You think young kids are like that too?
Nowadays, a lot less. Right. Like everybody, since the like the rise of Twitter, I think ever since Twitter became a thing, and you could be anonymous, and you could say anything with such like high like social validation, high retweets and high reshare. I think that's been like a very significant outlet for younger people to just, I guess, talk shit, but also like relate to each other on things they've never been able to say to their parents, to their school teacher, to the government, to even higher places. So I think it's a good balance right now. Like people are not just sitting back and like, hey, like we can show our frustration this way. And I think slowly but surely that's going to break down this sort of like greng jai mentality and make people more direct. Right. For the better, I hope. Yeah, we don't know how it's going to go, but I like our chances. Yeah.
Korea's kind of similar though.
You think so?
Like if you're older, you because I don't know how is it like in Thai, but in Korea the language is different that you use, like similar to Japanese, like like if you add this in the end, it's kind of like you show respect.
Right.
And if
polite.
you don't use it, it's like towards your friend or your inferior.
Right.
And we have something similar like that in Korea, and I think like once you put that, like I guess pedestal, like once you put that construct on your language, right? Like even though you think you're the same with your elder, because you use that language, there's a limit of things that you can express.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I guess same for like when you use the language for the inferiors, it's kind of like, I guess it's harder to be respectful in a way. Yeah. That's why I try not to use that, like the upper thing.
Okay, so you just say like without the ending, like
but I'm in a good situation because like I studied abroad, so I kind of act like, oh shit,
right.
International.
I didn't grow up here, you know. I play that card a lot, actually.
It's very sweet, bro. It's very sweet.
But I'm fully aware of like how like socially this is like the proper way to do it. But it's nice to kind of break that a little bit, you know.
So this is my question: is there? But I think this greng chai or Yugyo 문화 to just respect and kind of like take my ego down a little bit and look out for the harmony. Yeah, I think it's a good thing.
Sure.
I think it's more good than bad. What I've noticed. The bad thing is just that sometimes we're so indirect that we never really get to the point. It like delays a lot of things.
Yes.
And it causes a lot of like emotional suppression, I guess. And then you lash out in different ways. And then like you find yourself like bottling it all up and then exploding at the end, which is like in violent ways, I guess. Yeah. Or not really like literally, but like it's just more aggressive when you don't just like speak like on a more like chill way. Like, hey, like I didn't really enjoy the way you talked to me at the office. Can we talk about it? Like in that way, which you find in a lot of Western culture. You can just address things directly and not have to like talk behind someone's back.
I think in the West they don't really have it. I think it's kind of like it's like a human to human, more of a thing. Like,
right.
Like it's good, but I think there's still some warmth in Asian culture to have that this harmony mentality. Like for example, like let's say we're all eating together. Let's say like Horo, you, me, and we're eating together, right? And for us, you're a guest. You're a guest who comes from other country. Yeah. So if we're eating together, we're gonna gravitate the conversation towards you. Yeah. Like us three is gonna like ask you questions. Like, oh, how do you like it? How do you like that? But what I got in Europe is kind of like I ain't no guest.
Right.
I'm just a person there. Right. And if I don't join the conversation, they're just gonna talk to themselves. Right. Because there's no like I have to look out for that person.
Right.
So it's like goods and bads, bro. And when that happened, it was kind of.
It's definitely hard to adjust. In my eye,
Word? Yeah. Didn't you feel that in Canada, bro?
Did you grow up there like since you were young?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you kind of learn the hard way to just assert yourself, right? Like to just kind of be someone.
Yeah.
Dude, I think living in the West at a young age, like especially when you move there, I think it does something to your brain, dude.
You think so? In what way?
Bro.
Okay.
I don't know if it's just me, but
fucks you up a little bit.
I think it fucked me up a little bit, bro.
Of course.
Yeah, because like I was a very popular kid when I was living in China. I used to live in China before living in the States.
Yeah, I heard about this. Yeah.
But I think like moving to different Asian country, I think it's still kind of chill. Like especially like Japan and China, they're so similar to Korea, right? Language is a little different, but like the overall vibe is kind of similar. So when I was living in China, I was a popular kid, you know.
Yeah.
I was this Korean kid, you know. I dressed well and shit, and I was like a class 반장이 뭐지? Like a class head.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like a leader or something.
Oh.
Like you know you vote like a class president.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, dude, I was up.
Like the chairperson. Like, yeah.
And my mom asked me, do you want to move to New Jersey? And I was like, yeah, because I liked hip hop a lot. And I moved there, and all of a sudden, I was this like talkative, funny kid who had a lot of friends to a kid who don't understand the culture, who don't speak the language, and just a minority, right?
Right.
And I think that sudden drop, it's just kind of like, especially when you're in middle school. It's
That's when you're kind of like building up your ego, like trying to find your place, like your click.
It changes you.
It does kind of.
For sure. You went through the same thing, right?
Yeah, I moved to New Zealand when I was 9. And I can relate to like being like someone who was like played sports, got good grades. Like it was like perfect like little like elementary school circle. And then I moved. I knew zero English. So that was like the biggest hill to get over. So suddenly just being like outcasted.
Right. And it's like a survival mode.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, dude.
And what I figured out like early on is that like Kiwi kids or New Zealand kids, like they're crazy about sports.
Right.
They make you run like mini marathons since like you're at a young age. Barefoot as well, bare feet.
That's kind of sick. I like that.
It's kind of cool.
I lived in Auckland too.
Oh, for real? Did they make you run barefoot?
Yeah.
Right.
You were in Auckland, or
I was in Hamilton, which is like south of Auckland by like hour and a half. And I felt like the only bridge for me to survive, because I couldn't communicate that well, was to play sports. And I was lucky because I love sports already growing up, and I joined like the rugby team. Broke my arm like 2 weeks into moving. I just played it. I didn't join the team, but like sports helped me out a lot. What was your bridge to kind of fit in?
I mean, I guess sports too, but I just kind of like when I first moved to New Zealand, I guess that was when the first change.
Yeah.
I had played rugby and stuff too.
Yeah.
But it was like culturally so different, and I was like more aggressive as a Korean kid.
Okay.
And
we hate losing.
yeah, and I was like, I couldn't handle just not being like in the inner circle.
Right.
Right. I was so used to that.
Right. You wanted
Like,
to feel accepted.
Yeah. I was like, I need to run this.
Yeah.
But I was just nowhere near running it. So
Okay.
I kind of got like really confrontational with a lot of like the coolest kids, and like I would like scream to them in like Korean swear words, and it just fucked it all up.
Right.
Like I was like, fuck.
You kind of forced your way in, and it didn't work.
Yeah, it just kind of got more like rocky, but then
Was this high school or middle school?
this was elementary.
Oh, elementary.
Yeah, this was
Damn.
primary.
All right,
So I was like
right.
grade 2.
Yeah, primary.
Yeah, yeah.
Fierce kid.
Yeah, so I was
Yeah.
like, fuck you guys. And I was just like grabbing them, and I was like, I just couldn't handle it. I was like, fuck you. And but I like sneaked my way in somehow.
Yeah.
Like just by like sharing snacks
Right.
and like just kind of analyzing how I could offer my uniqueness
Right.
in a way that was accepted
Right.
to
A
them.
cultural diplomat.
Yeah,
Right,
just
right,
kind
right.
of like, oh, I know this snack that I bet you fuckers like don't even know about.
Right.
And like it's like some Japanese like haichu or whatever the fuck it is. And then I'd be like, oh yeah. I'll
Right,
like, give out
like-
like strategically.
bribe your way in.
Yeah.
Like today you have jjajangmyeon in your lunchbox
Yeah.
or something.
So I would just like share that strategically, and then that's when they started kind of coming around.
Did you guys ever feel that like being Asian and that young and having to adapt like that? Did you use like these unique perks of being like that Asian kid in like a westernized setting as like a gimmick to fit in?
I think for me, I try to hide it.
Really?
Yeah, let me be like.
Did you always have this American accent? Like,
Yes,
Okay.
because I lived in America.
okay,
Yeah. I think for me it was like, okay, I gotta hide it because being Asian is not cool, bro.
Right, back then.
Yeah, because now, bro, like they got Instagram, they got BTS, they got
BTS Happy Meals. You
Yeah,
see
they
those?
got- they
that's
got-
crazy. Yeah.
They got Parasite. So it's like, I mean,
Squid Game.
I don't know about the kids now, honestly, but I think they have it pretty easy, dude. It's like because they have a representation.
Right. This is like post Jeremy Lin. Post
Yeah, bro. That's like
Hongmin song.
that's like when Jeremy
Yeah.
Lin just got into the
Right,
NBA.
right.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
and when I was living in the States, there was no cool Asian representatives.
right.
Bruce Lee.
There's Bruce Lee.
But that's kind of like
In
from
the
a different period.
1970s. So when I turn on TV, bro, or YouTube, there's only white people and black people.
Right.
And Asian people are kind of like this, like a dorky kind of thing,
Right,
or like,
right,
or like
right.
a dentist or
Nerds.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like obviously I think now nerds are pretty cool, but as an 8th grade, you don't think nerds are cool. You want to be like this guy. You want to be the quarterback, bro. You want to be the quarterback who
Right.
gets all the cheerleaders. I guess that's the American dream for
Right.
the middle schoolers. And because there's no Asian representative, I have to hide my Asian identity and kind of try to be like white people. So like dress like them.
Right.
Because before then, I think I had kind of more of an Asian style. Like I wear skinny jeans.
Okay.
I had earrings and stuff.
Oh, nice.
But in New Jersey, it was like,
But like what?
yeah.
Right.
So
Because K-pop hadn't made its way to like mainstream,
because
you know?
it's a very masculine like a society, I guess. So
Right,
it's like
right,
you have to wear like basketball shorts,
Right,
and basketball socks,
Right.
Kobe's on your feet. So I changed my style, bro. Joined football team, broke my rib.
Oh,
Yeah, and I guess that's why I kind of got into hip hop because I tried to be white and it didn't work out.
okay.
And there were no black kids in my school.
Okay.
So like okay, like maybe I don't get judged if I try to be like them. So like listen to hip hop, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
wear
yeah.
a beanie and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, watch 8 Mile.
Right.
Even though it's by Eminem, you know.
Yeah,
I think that's where I felt safe because like black culture was still cool in America, but nobody could judge me because there were no black kids. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
And I'm not white, and I can't be Asian, so that's like the only like thing that I can latch on, right?
Right.
And yeah, but I think a lot of Asian American people have this kind of same experience. They all go through this like try to be black person phase, you know?
Right.
Yeah, and I kind of stuck with it and became a rapper.
Right.
Yeah,
It's worked out. I mean,
yeah, but
Yeah.
yes, but I'm a K-pop idol now. It's a little different, but yeah, that's how I got into it initially.
Right,
I
right.
think yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, bro?
I remember like in Canada, I still hung around with mostly Korean kids,
Okay.
and we kind of I think like fashion was a big one.
Right.
Like you'd kind of wear something a little like back then, like nudie jeans were kind of the shit.
Yeah.
So I'd wear like nudie
jeans, right?
and like
I hate Mondays. What do they call it? Like cheap Monday.
Yeah, cheap Monday or whatever.
Right.
Like cheap Monday. Yeah. And like Stussy or whatever. Just kind of like it. I guess motivated me to find other avenues to be different.
Yeah.
Right. Either it be like, and then I think fashion was just kind of the one that was right in front of me.
Right.
Like because of a lot of other friends. Like Korean kids are usually kind of more into fashion and stuff too. So we kind of were like, oh, let's all wear nudies or like let's wear fucking whatever. And then that was kind of the way of being cooler.
Yeah.
And then even still, like they would kind of be like, oh, look at those Korean kids wearing whatever.
Yeah.
But we would like jerk off being like, oh, those kids are wearing some shitty fucking basketball shorts and I got no swag. And then that's how we would isolate ourselves even more.
Yeah.
And I think that's like a very common
I guess
thing.
Yeah, I guess it's similar to what I went through, right?
Yeah, a lot of like Korean doesn't have to be Korean, but I think like Koreans tend to stick really together. Like that was kind of the stereotype in my school.
Bubble.
Right.
Like Koreans would stick.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Jews, right? Like they would really form a community
of course,
to like really go against the other and be like comfortable being themselves and like form like their own community. So that was kind of the way, and we would like kind of gang up.
Right.
You know, like our only way was just outnumbering.
Right.
So all the Korean kids would kind of group up.
Right.
And then we had number to be like, oh, they're the whack ones. Or
so I guess you had a lot of Korean kids in your school.
There were enough. There were like at least like 10 in my grade.
Yeah.
That we could kind of form a circle. Right. And we in like the cafeterias too, like there was like a Korean corner. Yeah. Where just people like don't fuck around there. So just kind of like
kimchi corner.
yeah. We're just all the Korean kids are just there eating bowl noodles and shit.
Yeah, open the container, is done, bro. Yeah.
Right. I can relate to that. And I went to a public high school in Hamilton, New Zealand, and there's this one tree donated by like a very wealthy Malaysian family. It's like a chestnut tree, and everybody, even the teachers, they call it the Asian tree.
That's crazy.
But like for me, it didn't seem like a racist thing. It was just like the Asian tree, and obviously it's a lot of Asians. Like just you get the Filipinos there, the Koreans, the Chinese, some Thai people there, and it felt kind of safe, and it made me kind of think like maybe like ganging up in your sort of bubble isn't so bad, you know. But it also does like kind of block you out from kind of assimilating into the Western culture of New Zealand or the States or Canada. But growing up for me, I can relate to those stories, but I felt like people around my community were just really kind of nice. They were always curious about Thai culture, and they didn't really make me feel so different as I picked up on my English more and I could communicate. Hey, like this is what's good from Thailand. You know, we have like, and I remember like coming back to Thailand every Christmas, and I go to like Jatujak or like, you know, those flea markets. Yeah, like I get the coolest bootleg like Gom De Kason, like
Gom De Fuck Down.
Like bootleg like Adidas's, and it would look so fly. And every year when I would go back, and there'd be like one day every month where you could wear something apart from your uniform, and I would pick like the sickest bootleg outfit,
dripped out,
right? And all the kids would be like, "Whoa, like Phum again!" And like they called it Mufti Day. Like every Mufti Day, I'll be like, "Yo, Phum, like look at it."
So he was pretty cool in school. You're a cool kid, bro. Okay.
Yeah, sounds like they were more accepting.
Yeah.
Luckily, I felt that way, but maybe because I picked up on English very fast. But that's
a big one. Like if you don't know how to
communicate, I think it's mutual respect, because like if you took the time to learn like the mother tongue within that, you know, circle, I think people were like, oh, okay, he kind of wants to fit in. But I was still very Thai at my core. So
true. But also I think you moved fairly early. 9 is fairly early.
Very young. Yeah. So that helped me out a lot.
Shit.
Yeah, it was the same. But here's this thing, right? Like it's called Erikson's developmental go up.
Okay, we going deep?
Yeah, Erikson's stages of psychological development, right?
Oh my God.
And they're basically saying There's like 8 stages. Can you zoom in a little bit, Horo? So it's a guy by Erikson, and he's kind of the predecessor of Freud. So it's kind of like psychoanalytic stuff, but less into sex. Because Freud was about like psycho-sex and like your mom and all that kind of shit. Yeah, like your oral fixation and all that kind of stuff. But he was a little bit more about like developmental.
Yeah.
And there's 8 stages that a healthy developing individual should pass through from infancy to late adulthood.
I'm worried.
Yeah. And so let's kind of go through like, so there's each stage you can kind of pass it. And then the outcome can be like positive or negative, right?
Okay.
So
Let's get to it, brother.
first stage is infancy under 1 year, virtues, hope.
Yeah.
And if you either succeed, you are able to develop trust, or if you fail, you develop mistrust.
Right.
Get it from your mother.
And you get it from your mother. And the existential question is, can I trust the world?
Wow.
Right? So if under that age of 1, you're not really like properly mothered.
Yeah.
Like
then,
if you're not fed and if you're left crying in the room,
Yeah.
you're gonna build up this mistrust to the world.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's the first impression that you have.
And that's so facts because like Ted Krasinski, that Unabomber guy, when he was an infant, he was left because I think he was like an early child or something. So he was left in the those like
the machine.
And so he was left crying and nobody picked him up for like a year. So I think that's why he was probably not trusting the world.
But how do you define trusting the world though?
I guess trust the world that it like you're comfortable trusting someone, right? So you're not really, you're comfortable like giving someone your trust and not worrying about feeling betrayed all the time.
Okay.
And that starts as
I think that's a little abandoned.
I mean, like,
failed,
I think my mom was a great mom during those years. Like, we had a babysitter who would take care of us as well. Grew up quite nice, but I do have a bit of mistrust with the world. But
Same, dude.
Same.
yeah,
So
But okay, I think that one maybe it's all right.
yeah.
Toddlerhood,
1
to
to 2 years. Will.
virtues, will, autonomy versus shame/doubt. So significant relation, parents. Is it okay to be me?
Wow.
And it's events by toilet training and clothing themselves.
Right.
What I realize about Korean parents is that, like, when I go to Europe or maybe other countries, like, when the young kid is kind of like, I guess, in the danger zone, I guess.
Yeah.
Like when they're laying down on the ground or they're kind of like looking out the ceiling.
Yeah.
In Korea, it's like, no. It's like there's like a panic.
Right,
A sense of panic. It's like if there's one misalignment, like they have to come in and fix it for you.
Right.
But I feel like in Europe, like the kid is like in the shopping mall, like on the ground, like just crawling.
Right.
They're just like having a conversation. You know?
Right.
And I think as a Korean person, I see this like, ooh, like take care of your kid. But I watched some videos that it's not really good for your kids' like developmental stage.
Right.
Yeah.
Developing like autonomy and
Yeah. So I guess it's, that kind of made me remind me of that. Yeah. But I guess,
so maybe in like that way, if you overprotect your child, you might actually make them believe it's not okay to be yourself.
right. I guess we all passed that.
Like you kind of doubt yourself, like
Right.
if I shouldn't be doing this,
Right.
or if
'Cause
I
you're
should
kinda,
be.
like, so sheltered and like made to be within this lane. Damn.
So maybe that's.
I think we all passed that, bro.
I think we're good on that.
Yeah.
I think we're good on the 1 to 2 years.
I guess the toilet training was successful.
Yeah. Early childhood, 3 to 6 years. Purpose, initiative versus guilt, and it's kind of related to your family.
Yeah.
Is it okay for me to do, move, and act?
What does that mean?
Like physically
Exploring, using tools, and making art.
to move. Wow.
Okay.
So what does it? What does that mean?
I'm not sure. I guess kind of like, is it all right for you to... It's kind of related to the second one, but I guess
more specific.
Yeah, it's kind.
Yeah, it's one to do like more like creativity. It looks like to me. It's okay to do, to move, and act.
I guess like
exploring.
moving into your actions and then somehow feeling accepted for like expressing yourself. Because I think at that age you're starting to speak and shit, right?
Yeah,
you're 3 to 6 years and you're starting to speak and you're, you know, you're whatever, you're like playing.
Become a human.
Yeah, and so I guess some level of purpose on that.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I think I explored a lot when I was in that age, because in Korea there's like a lot of apartment complex and there's like a playground in the middle.
Oh yeah.
And I remember like playing with sticks and stuff.
Yeah.
Like and you become
Dirt.
this like fantasy
Right.
character.
Right.
You know? And
Right,
then
right,
you,
right,
and
right,
you use
right.
a sword and you do role playing.
Right.
And I wish I could still do it without looking too crazy.
So you're still stuck in that. You're still stuck in that phase.
Because I had a lot of fun doing that, bro.
I think my parents were aware that these were like quite important years for creativity. So she picked a school for me. It was like a very like a vegan, very spiritual type of elementary school in Thailand before I moved to New Zealand.
Okay.
They would make us do meditation
Oh, that's
before
hard.
we went to class.
Okay.
And it's one of the only few schools that they force you to play on the playground bare feet.
Dude, that's
In the sand.
fire, bro.
And yeah, my mom, she graduated art education, and then she taught art classes for kids around this age as well. So
Okay.
I think maybe. It
What
paid off.
what else they do different in that
school?
elementary school?
We would eat vegan for 4 days a week for lunch, and then one day would be meat. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah,
that
I wanna
they do like like they're not like 100%.
Right.
Like they still are
Right,
aware.
like you can explore me.
I want to
Yeah.
send my kids there.
You should.
Yeah.
I'll check if it's still
Yeah.
running.
Because I think like meditation, I think it's like that's the real lesson that you have to teach to
Right.
people, not
Right.
math class.
I didn't really understand it as a kid, honestly, because they would turn on this
Right.
really like hypnotic like song for like 3 minutes, and before we did we stood up for the national anthem at 8 or maybe a bit earlier. Then you would do meditation for 5 minutes. We'd all sit in line, like legs crossed,
That's cute.
and then the teachers would walk and check like, is that the correct posture and that. And that was looking back now, I'm like, I don't think many people went through that in elementary, and it wasn't really forced because the attitude of the teachers were quite chill about it. So,
Wow.
yeah,
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That it wasn't forced.
yeah, kind of
It's
was,
like
but
kind of kids are hard to, like maneuver and help, like make them sit still for like
Right,
5
right,
minutes.
right,
So
right.
so what would they do if you don't sit still and like start making noises?
I think there were punishments as well. So,
Okay.
so maybe it is forced.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I was trying to like take a kind of nap a
So
little
is
bit.
it like a Buddhist school?
Yeah, Buddhist, but not all the way Buddhist that you have to like do prayers and stuff. Yeah.
I heard
Not
that every Thai man has to become a monk at some point in their lives. Is that true?
If you're from a very fundamentally Buddhist family, then it's like a
Okay.
great honor, like to make merit for your family.
Okay.
My family's kind of like semi Buddhist. So
Okay.
my brother did it, but I don't think I will do it because you have
Okay.
to shave your eyebrows, and I'm
Right.
very wary of losing them. So I don't want to
so-
shave my eyebrows. Man.
So what percentage do you think the men of Thailand who once was a monk, like what's the percentage?
Whoa, I think 60 to 70.
That's
Honestly,
crazy. No wonder there's no honking, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
it's quite a norm. Like for people, especially people born and raised and went to Thai school. Like if say a family member, their grandparents died, they'll go into monkhood for a week or two as like something to send merit to the person that's passed.
Right.
Yeah, in Buddhist belief.
So it's not long, but it's still like they go through all the
Right.
shaving.
Or you can
they wear the
do
cool-
longer for like 2-3 months as well, depending on how deep you want to go into that type of meditative.
and they were
practice.
like, oh wow,
yeah,
that's sick.
it's kind of cool.
So it's quite
Yeah.
deep in the culture.
It is. Yeah. So if you see your friend, like if your friend shows up after one summer, just like barely any brows, like kind of a skinhead, then you know he went to monkhood, and it's kind of like, oh, cool, welcome back.
We had this comment on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We had a podcast like a couple podcasts ago, and we were talking about like meditation and Buddhism and stuff like that. And one of the comment was like, isn't Buddhism kind of a socialist propaganda to kind of silence or make people happy about their current situation,
About
whether shitty
like
or
owning
not?
nothing and being fine with that.
What do you think about that? That kind of puzzled me.
I never really thought about it that way, but I guess if you look at it from that type of view, it is kind of true.
Yeah, but not only Buddhism, I think all religion were kind of used for like kind of suppressing the people, no?
Right.
Like, a little bit.
The irony in that is when like in Thailand, say if you're in trouble with the law, and if you become a monk, the law kind of leaves you alone.
Really?
Because you're a monk, you've chosen to give up everything, daily pleasures and all that. You're not supposed to drink alcohol, not supposed to gamble or indulge in sex, stuff like that. But it's funny because when you do that, you kind of become, you kind of live, you don't have to do anything else, because people in Buddhist belief, you always serve lunch or bring lunch or bring food to temple. So you always have food and accommodation for the rest of your life. So there's an irony in that as well for me.
Wait, but they clear all the crimes that you've committed, or there are some limits to it?
They don't clear it, but like, say if you become a monk, like I don't know why we just don't really go after monks.
Really?
I'm sure if the crime's really bad, then you do, but
you just don't go to jail or something.
If it's like a petty crime, right? They still go after monks. I'm wrong. So
monks go to jail.
Monks can't go to jail now. I was wrong. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
เขาไม่ได้หนีไปบวชการไปบวชมันคือทำให้สังคมแบบไม่กระทำเขาเพราะฉะนั้นมันไม่ได้เกี่ยวกับเรื่องผิดกฎหมาย ผิดกฎหมายแต่ว่าแบบส่วนใหญ่เวลาทำผิดบางอย่างแต่มันเป็นจารีตประเพณีรู้จักคำนี้ป่ะ
No, I
ก็
don't.
เป็นผิดแบบทางสังคมอะแต่อยากให้สังคมให้อภัยใช่ไหมไปบวช
Oh, it's more like you can't escape the law. Let's be clear on that. Monks can't escape the law, guys.
Be aware.
But it's just a way to like repent for your sins in a way, to kind of be seen as in like you're someone trying to heal.
Right. Oh, I'm trying to change for better.
Right, like that. Like,
yes.
I've shaved my eyebrows, my clothes. I don't wear underwear anymore.
Right.
And I only eat one meal a day. And somehow to the public, that's like, I'm ready for change. I will be in the state of I'll possess nothing. I will practice Buddhism.
It's going to work in your favor in court.
No.
But it's just more like a social acceptance kind
like
of
a social
thing, right?
acceptance. Yeah, sorry.
More,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
more accepted too.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Oh, and they become a monk?
Right.
Right. So I guess that's kind of nice, no? Because in Korea, cancel culture is like so big.
Right.
Like you can't even name the celebrities that got canceled because there are so many. There are new one getting canceled every week.
Okay.
And it's like it's as small as let's say we're the host of this podcast and let's say we bring this person A out, and A had a history of bullying someone in middle school. We get canceled.
Oh, because you're like vouch for this guy. Right,
because like it's like validating bullying.
Yeah.
And it's like but that it doesn't have to be necessarily mean that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so fucked up because this particular incident, right? Right now it's like the school bullying, like back when you were in high school or something, if you were a bully or not, is a big kind of new way to cancel people.
Yeah.
And this one idol, this girl idol, had some scandals that she was a bully.
She was kind of mean.
Yeah, and she was being mean, and she was being mean to like one of her group members too, and then she like left or some shit. So there was a lot of talk around that.
Right.
And then this other guy who's kind of like known as this person who was bullied.
Yeah.
Like that was his whole character.
Right.
That he built up. Like, so he had her on some travel show.
Okay.
And he was saying like he was defending the people who were kind of bullied. Like, I kind of like blocked you because I heard that you were kind of a bully in high school, but seems like you're not. So they just kind of had a good time, and she was kind of like flirting with him the whole time or whatever.
Okay.
And then he got canceled. He got like shit on for platforming her or like even giving her kind of a voice or something. Yeah.
Damn.
So that was kind of the most recent cancellation
right
of the country.
Well, what's some other cancellation that happened this month?
This month? I'm not sure. I don't really look into it that much. Yeah. But there's a lot. There's a lot going on.
Right. I'd say the bullying case is quite relevant in Thailand too. There's like a famous singer from a Thai band who was in a similar some light was shed on his bullying in high school of his friends and stuff, and a lot of people like.
But what happened?
I don't know. I haven't read into that much, but like It's in same in Thailand.
So like everything, like all his advertisements get pulled out, shows get canceled and stuff?
Not to that extent yet, but the brands, I assume the brands have not backed out or anything, but it's just like public opinion is like kind of shitty now because he was.
But people still kind of don't really care though. At least from what I've seen in Thailand, like they don't really go out of their way to like cancel this person.
Right.
At least the public opinion.
Right.
From what I've seen.
Right.
It doesn't seem to go that extreme.
It's not like not the general public, but I guess the fans will always like be back. Like I think like fandom in Thailand's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Like if your idol or your someone you really like does something bad, they'll always find an angle to kind of like, but yeah.
That's why the brands don't pull out, because the fans are still gonna.
Yeah, the core fans will still consume.
But I think in Korea, everybody turns back on you.
Really?
If some things like that happen, so like him, all his ad got pulled out. Like like he lost like 200,000 subscribers. It's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's like canceling is like really, really canceling.
Right.
And I think it's funny because you cancel someone because you stand for bullying or platforming ex-bully.
Right.
But you're bullying him.
Right.
By canceling him and dropping all this mean comment, right?
Right, exactly.
So you're kind of supporting bullying. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, I think a lot of hypocrisy is going on around in Korea, and as an artist in Korea, that's what I'm quite worried as well.
Right.
But yeah, I'm here.
Is it okay to bully a bully?
I think in Korea's case, yes.
Okay.
Not only just bully, like I think there are certain targets, I want to say targets, that are kind of like it's okay to like shit on them, like we said earlier in the car, like people with tattoos, or delivery drivers,
right,
or bullies,
older people maybe, older people,
right.
Because like some of our reels that we've posted on Instagram, right? Like there's this old dude, like very old, he's like 80,
okay,
and he's like giving out like fashion advice. And he was talking about like, oh, a woman shouldn't like expose their belly because you know it's like it's gonna be bad for their uterus.
It's an 80-year-old guy though.
He's old, right? So he's more conservative.
Yeah.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
Right.
So he was just kind of saying stuff like that, and then the comments. It's like it's what you said about, is it okay to bully a bully?
Yeah.
Like he said something that was kind of maybe a little
out of touch.
A little out of touch and somewhat
little insensitive.
Arguable, right? It was arguable.
Okay. Like a hot take.
Yeah,
a hot take or something.
But the comments are like shitting on him for being like an old fart, and he was just, they're like shitting on him way more than what he said. You know what I'm saying? Like just because I guess he crossed the line that they deemed was not okay to cross.
Right.
They crossed it on a way deeper level.
Yeah.
Like just because, you crossed it first, so I'm entitled to go even way.
Yeah, I'm gonna weaponize that now.
Yeah.
Because you crossed the line, so everyone's gonna assume that you did the wrong. So I'm gonna weaponize that, and I'm gonna release all my anger to you.
Yeah.
And that's righteous.
That's so scary.
Yeah, dude.
That is very scary.
Yeah, dude.
Is he aware? Is he on social media? We don't know.
Hope not.
But please protect him.
Yeah, dude. Hope not. But there are a lot of mean comments. Even
he just wants to save the uteruses.
Yeah, he's just trying to be a nice. Like I think he just meant it out of positivity. Like he wasn't trying to be like,
right.
You girls are fucked. Like, you guys. He wasn't saying that. He was kind of just being more like, they should dress this way because it was
right for him.
Okay.
It was right for him.
He just came from more of like a better heart. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But they just kind of took it and twisted it in the way that they
and like
wanted
a patriarchal.
But not only this video. Like I think a lot of our but our long form videos.
Right.
It's all positive comments.
Oh, nice.
But like the Instagram shorts, bro. I think it just gets spread out to such a wide variety of people.
Right.
It's like
and they don't bother to actually check the context of it all. It's just like what they said in this particular clip.
And they would just lash out. Like,
to be fair, like I edit most of those shorts, and I try to like kind of edit the most
Right.
juice.
Juicy.
Just, like the kind of the whatever that will get people's attention into it. So there is a bit of responsibility on my end as well, or all of us, like from our company, to kind of put that kind of content out, just because we want to grab people's attention.
Right, sure.
But yeah, they do seem to kind of go over what was necessary.
Right.
Like there's way more of a reaction than the action itself.
Right.
Yes. Korean comments are pretty brutal, dude.
What about Thai comments? What's that like?
I think they're the same way.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not on Twitter, or I don't check the comments as frequently or as deeply, but I'm sure I've seen some on other people's cases that are quite like family level, like your family's like shit. Like, they dig in deep, and I do agree, like the reaction is often always much more like more than the actual action itself. Yeah.
Right.
I'm into swimming nowadays, and like I watch a lot of swimming shorts.
Okay.
And when I come across the Arabic swimming shorts, I don't know how the algo got caught up on it, but there are a lot of Arabic swimming shorts, and I see the comment and I can read it, right?
Yeah.
And I hit translate. It's all like, "Oh, praise the Lord, may God's peace be
Allah.
upon your family." The top comments are all like that. So I don't know if it's only that swimming thing, but the comments seem very positive. Wow. Yeah, dude. So it's like I think
Arabic swimming shorts.
Yeah.
Wow, can you describe that? Like what's all swimming shorts? Like they're like people.
Yeah, it's like they teach.
I thought you meant like shorts that like.
Oh
Arabic.
nah, like I'm talking about like real short form videos.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, like they teach you how to swim and stuff.
Okay.
And when I check Korean comments, are kind of like, "Oh nah, actually that's the wrong way to do it," or like "You're ugly." I don't know. but from the Arabic, but the Arabic comments, like when I saw the translation, like I mean, of course I can't really dig deep into the entire culture of it, but from what I've seen, it's like, oh my god, like this is the cleanest comment section I've seen on YouTube. So yeah, kind of want to note that. And
must be so nice to be the person who made the content, and that's the only thing you get. Like praise God. Like have a good day.
Like may God's like bliss like be upon your family and stuff.
Right. Could be just a lot of comment deleting and
dude, also like we linked up with this comedian, right?
Yeah.
And he uploads like short form videos as well, and we're telling him like, yo dude, like our comment sections are kind of going crazy, like it's very mean, you know. And I bet my mom reads that shit, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of got me thinking like and we're asking him about it, and he was saying like he deletes the comments he deletes the negative comments.
He hides them or something like that.
Yeah. So
early on.
Yeah, so early on. So let's say there are 10 comments and there were 7 positive and 3 negative. People gravitate towards this, and this gets liked, and this gets up, and this is what people's impression be like. So everybody else follows a negative path because it's more fun and it's easier. But once you delete that 3, it's only positive comments. So that kind of
shifts the mood of the reaction.
That directs you in that way. And I think it's quite a common practice in Korea. I don't know about other countries, but yeah.
Okay.
We don't do that though.
Sure?
Yes. I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah. I think we should though.
Yeah.
I think we should.
Some videos I think we should do. Yeah. Yeah, bro. But also like, you know, I make music.
Yeah.
So I think I'm here as Jeong-Isuk, which is my Korean name.
Okay.
I don't think I'm here as Omega Sapien. I think I'm here as me.
Okay.
And when I make music and I release music videos, I'm out there as Omega Sapien.
Yeah.
And of course I get bad comments like, oh, like your music sucks, or
right.
you're ugly, or something like that. Like I think there's such a barrier between me and Omega Sapien.
Yeah.
That the damage that I get is kind of minimal. Like, your music sucks.
Because you've always separated that. Like Omega Sapien is like your enhanced, like
it's like my enhanced, like it's like a
alter ego.
Yeah, it's like a Peter Parker and Spider-Man.
Right.
So like when you talk shit about Spider-Man, it's kind of like, oh,
yeah.
I kind of be like, oh, I think you don't know music or something like that. I have this barrier, but I think getting negative comment on this as me is kind of just like a
it hits you
critical damage.
Because this is you.
Yeah,
right,
dude.
Right.
Just wanted to note that and tell the viewers to chill
Please be
out.
kind.
Yes,
Please.
yes.
Please.
But long form videos, the perception is very, very good.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
I'm counting on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're gonna post shorts on this as well. So let's,
Oh, no.
I'll send you, bro. I'll send you some.
All good.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I think my experience with that is quite the reverse. Like I've always made music as Phum Viphurit, and I've always been at the forefront of that.
Right.
And in a way, I felt very exposed for the longest time. Like, and it's been to my benefit because I can do what I do because of that exposure.
Right.
But it's also kind of trapped me in this type of like box or preconception that like I have to be this type of cute boy smiling playing guitar and like and I feel like I wanted to break away from that or have something that I can detach myself a bit away from. So hence the project that I'm making is quite an alter ego type thing. Okay. It's still under my own name, but the EP or the work is under a different name. So and it's true. You feel like sometimes when you wear a mask or when you do something undercover, you feel more like yourself even sometimes.
Yeah, you know, exactly.
Right? You can relate. Yeah. It's like you can say things or you can do things that are a bit more out there.
Yeah.
And you kind of feel protected and sheltered.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though they know it's you and you know it's you, but it's kind of like in the name of something else or in the name of another concept. It's for this concept.
Just like me speaking my mind dry and exact like this versus saying that on a beat.
Yeah.
Like under a lyrical tone.
Right.
In a cinematic video.
Right.
It's it translates much better.
You can control everything.
Yeah.
Everything too.
So and that's a really interesting point because that's why I can speak even louder. Because there's like a lot of masquerade around it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of truth behind it.
Right.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Which one, like, for example, like online comments, right? That's kind of the same thing, right? You have this online like mask that you can hide behind to kind of say whatever you want and not really have any repercussions to you on a personal level.
In a way, yes, but for me, not to that point yet. But like to present myself in a different way. If you go to my social media, I've kind of like turned myself into like a sloth, quite literally, with like prosthetics and stuff. It's because I think internally I've always felt that way, and it's also, I think I was quite annoyed for a few years, like writing music early on, because I feel like people were so caught up on how I looked. It's like, oh, Phum's got braces. Oh, his face is not symmetrical. He's too skinny at this point in time. And it felt like, are you guys listening like to the stuff I'm making? But I understand it's social media and it's like looks will always sell.
Right.
For better or for worse. But finding this outlet or like to make real creative work or with real genuine thought behind a mask has been one of the most like fun and freeing things for me as of late. So
Nice.
In a good place. Yeah.
Nice. So is your online self a real you?
Omega Sapien?
No, just more like, just let's say you're anonymous online.
Right.
And you're writing comments as just like this anonymous person. And I guess you're more free to write like wilder shit.
Of course, dude.
Right?
I think so.
Because they're not going to know it's me.
So is that real you?
But I can't say if it's real me because, oh shit, it goes to a deeper question. But I think I don't know what real me is. But also, I don't think just like being as harsh as possible equates to being the real me, I think. Because there's like a nice part of me, bad part of me. But nice part of me are praised upon, right? So I guess that's strategically, I'm just going to put it out more, even in the social events. But in the comment, I think I'm more incentivized to show my darker side, I guess.
Right.
Because that's like something that I can't really put out, but I can put out anonymously.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess that's why there's so much negative comments.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
That was such a good answer, bro. I like that. I like that answer, bro.
Nice one.
That was very.
You said it all. I don't have anything to say after that.
Yeah.
Should we go on to the next stage of development then?
But I want to ask him that question. What's the difference between the fan interaction that you have in Thailand and in Korea?
Oh, wow. When I perform here, people are way more like physically involved. And I think...
What does that mean?
Like, say I'm playing a song where there's high tempo or low tempo, you see people moving along. Like, they're showing hands or like jumping to the beat drop and everything. But in Thailand, I don't know why, because I'm sure the music appreciation is the same. But it's notorious. If you've ever played at a Thai festival, you might notice people are not as crazy or as you've experienced maybe in Korea, maybe in Europe. And I don't, people, maybe it comes back to the greng thing. We're always aware of the social situation behind us, and we don't want to make a scene, or maybe we just don't want to look uncool by being into a song too much, you know?
But I think that's what I feel in Korea, though. I feel like, Korean crowd is kind of reserved and subtle, and when I leave outside of Korea, they're more hype. I think they just appreciate an international artist more than a local artist.
That may be the case, because you don't, like, say in Thailand you could see me like 4 or 6 times a year at a festival, but like in Korea you might be once.
Be back, you know?
In Korea it might be like once every 2 years or once a year if I'm lucky. So maybe it's that.
I think it's that.
Right. Yeah. I hope it's that.
Yeah. Because my experience at my hostel was very good.
Yeah.
But some
I was there. It was great.
But some performance that I had in Korea is quite mid. Yeah, I won't say mid, but the crowd was very reserved.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's how I like to put it.
Right.
Okay.
How about like
no cancellation today? Yeah.
I have to be very political, bro. But how about like the fan interaction? Like the fan interaction that I have in Korea, I think it's like, okay. I mean, I don't really had that much fan interaction when I was in Thailand.
Yep.
But when I was touring in Europe, like the difference I felt was like in Europe, it's kind of like I guess they kind of feel a little maybe they think it's a little rude to walk up to me and ask for a photo. So I think they come up to me first and they try to like have a conversation.
Right,
start off with a conversation. Oh, like how do you like? You know, let's say Paris. And like, that's a nice outfit, and you know, like I really like your music, and they talk a bit, and then be like, but in the end they're kind of, yo, do you think it's okay for me to take a photo?
Right.
Whereas in Korea it's kind of like, yo, and they just like pull out a phone and be like, yo, let's take a photo together.
Right.
I think it's more like I feel more duty to take photo in Korea, I guess, because I think people kind of like expect that, like, you're a celebrity, so let me take a photo with you, and that's cool, right? That's your job,
right?
Whereas in Europe, it's kind of like a personal boundary, so let me just not but also
in the East, it feels like I feel like in the East, people see it as a package. If you've chosen this path for your life as a professional, then you have to be a public person always. Like,
yes,
I was once eating like shabu shabu in Thailand, just like mala hot pot in my mouth, and then someone came out without asking and just took a photo, like and I was just like, what the heck? That's not always the case, but I feel like definitely in the East it's that type of packaging. They're like, you're a public person, it's normal. But then in the West they do view you more as like, when you're not on stage or wearing that mask, you are just like a regular person.
Because I think also in the West you can say fuck off.
Right.
Like if a fan, like if you're eating and your fan comes to take a photo, you can just be like, yo, fuck off.
Yeah.
And maybe that's cool, but I think in Asia it's kind of like
no, exactly.
That's impossible, bro. It's impossible.
Exactly. But you can say like, and you can be a bit more straight up. Like, hey, like I'm not feeling it at the moment. They'll be like, oh, okay, sorry.
Like let's say like Noel Gallagher, right?
Yeah.
Let's say he's eating something. He's eating pasta. And let's say a fan be like, yo, let's take a photo together. Imagine what he's gonna say, bro. he's gonna lash out on you, bro.
Oh, he will. And it'll be totally like on brand, like with him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why they're kind of more kind of aware of that.
Yeah.
Whereas in Asia, it's kind of like you can't be not nice, you know?
Right. And I wonder why. Like
in Korea, it's kind of in the along the line of, if you are a public figure, you are put to a higher stand of moral.
Oh yes.
Right?
Yeah, like, very much.
Very true.
You have to, you have this influence to affect so many people, so you must use that influence in a very positive way.
Right. Make
or
no
else
mistakes.
you'll get canceled.
Right.
Else they'll like take away that privilege from you, kind of.
Right.
Because your privilege are given by the people, so you have to kind of work for the people, and we feel like righteous to like take it away from you at any point of time.
Right.
You know, I think that's kind of like a social dynamic.
Yeah.
Same. I would say it's the same in Thailand. Like,
is it?
If you're a public figure, like say if you're having a cigarette outside and someone wants to come to take a photo, you like immediately put your cigarette behind your back. Or if you're seen drinking, you would hide what you're drinking, even though it's a very normal thing, like for someone in their late 20s on a Saturday night, you know, like but it's very true. I feel it subconsciously, and a lot of people in the more like say like the acting or like the influencer game, They're very wary of being seen in that light. And like, no. We cannot do anything that is bad.
Yeah. And when there are posts like that, the comments are kind of like, oh, like nobody like asked you to do this. You wanted to become this figure. So you kind of have to live up with it. And like, you know, like kind of no room for understanding.
Yeah.
And maybe they're right, bro.
What, you think so? You think it's more democratic?
I'm pretty satisfied, bro. Just like being able to make music, which is I love to do, and I make money. Yeah. And people come up to me and be like, I love what you make. And like it helped me. Yeah. And it's like such a great thing, you know? Like I can't even ask for more. So.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
But what about Noah Gallagher? Like what about him? Why does he get?
I feel jealous.
Why does he get the pass?
What?
Why does he get the pass? And I guess it's more about like what you said. Right. It's like more on brand.
Right.
Like they are able to get away with being a dick,
and it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's almost
you're being
like
real.
Yeah, it's almost like you're
right.
You're celebrated for being this dick.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I don't know him. I'm not a fan of him, but it just sounds like you can still be a dick.
Yeah, I guess that kind of leads back to what was the a Thai term?
Greng Thai.
Yeah, I think it connects back to that.
Right.
I think Asian culture, we just value that more. So it's kind of like that's what you got to do. You know, you got to be a good person and take care of the harmony. Because I was linking up with this Polish rapper, and one of the rapper's friend was like a gangster rapper.
Yeah.
In Poland, right?
Okay.
And we're walking down, and there was this fan like kind of was like trying to ask for a photo, and like shoved him away and like cussing out at him. And it's like
like, yo, it's not the time, go away.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like that, yeah.
And like he shoved him, and I act like nothing's wrong, but inside I was like, oh my god. Because he was quite a famous guy. Like he has his own chocolate bar brand.
Oh damn!
Ooh, he has his own brand and stuff. I don't think he watches this, bro. Yeah. Like he has his own brand. It's like quite a big figure, you know. His own TVs.
I'll cut it short out just so he can see this
and tag him.
Yeah, just so he can tag it.
Yeah, bro. And it's like, I feel like I see that and kind of be like I don't want to say jealous, but like, oh wow, like that must be very free life. But also I think in Asia, if you're like a celebrity figure or you're an artist, I think they kind of like wow, like I think because they kind of look at you in a positive way, like they put you under this light.
They do.
Oh, you're a celebrity,
right?
Like a god.
Yeah,
kind of.
Like yeah, kind of that. I think in Europe it's more like we're back to that conversation. It's more person to person, so it's kind of like, oh, you're a celebrity, but you're Justin. You know? It's whatever. You just have this job.
Exactly.
But in Asia, it's kind of like, oh, you're this artist. So I guess the disappointment is bigger when you fuck up, I guess.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So,
like you said, in the West, it's like this is your job, this is what you do, but it's separate from who you are in your private life. But in Asia, it's like you are a celebrity all the time, 24/7.
Yeah.
You do not get off that horse. Like you just always.
And sometimes it's sweet.
Yeah.
Most of the times, no?
Yeah.
Most of the time it's sweet. Yeah. I think so yeah, like dude, like I would like I like to drink outside a convenience store.
Yeah.
And I'm drinking, right? Like 해방촌. And people would just like buy the drinks from convenience store and just leave it at my table and they just go.
Damn.
And I sit down, I just get free shit.
That's pretty sweet.
That is a pretty good perk of being someone of influence.
Bro.
You know?
Yeah,
and it's like free things every now and then, you know?
Yeah. And they say I'm your fan. And they say thank you. And they appreciate what I make. So it's like yeah, bro, I guess I can't really complain. Yes. I'll take more photos and be more nice.
Right. I think it's good if you're extroverted and you're okay with like completely comfortable in your own skin all the time. But for like introverted type artists, we struggle, man. We're just kind of like, I'm doing my shopping in my pajamas. I don't really want to be seen. Like, you know, and I do feel off sometimes when.
But don't it kind of feel good when you're with, let's say you're like your girlfriend or you're with a friend, or your family, and someone noticed you? Doesn't that kind of make you feel good?
Oh, my mom's super proud. My mom's like always like, you know, my son should take the photo of someone taking the photo of me. Post on her personal Facebook. My mom loves that. But my friends and I were kind of like
kind of used to it.
Kind of a bit more used to it, and it's lovely. But also sometimes when it has gotten overwhelming, it has been a bit overwhelming for me.
And you can't treat. Like for like I guess for me or for you, maybe it's the 10th time that happened that day. Right. That day. Yeah. But for that person, it's the first time seeing you.
Maybe it's a once in a time thing. Meeting us in that type of setting too.
Yeah. So they're just like, way more excited, and it's like you can't really disappoint them.
You cannot. You feel this like obligation to like put up a smile, or just like act like, this is cool, come, but like you're exhausted inside as well. That balance, man.
Yeah,
I don't know how to find it.
Do you take photos all the time when they ask for a photo?
Not as much anymore. Like, but if they do ask, I'll always say yes. But yeah, I do appreciate it more when it's just like, hey, really love your work. Have a conversation with me. I appreciate that, because then I get to know more about like, hey, what do you like about it? Like, what are some constructive criticism about my bass lines, or like stuff like that. I like to nerd out a bit. So yeah, but I say all this, but then I don't really pick and choose. If they come up, I'll just be like, hey, cool, thank you. Yeah.
I guess that's what we gotta do, man. And actually, he's getting some photo requests after we starting a podcast.
I got one.
Yo,
Not some. I got one.
Didn't you get two?
I got one.
One?
Oh, I got one.
let's go.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's nice.
It's nice.
It's
I do
lovely.
wonder what they're gonna do with it though.
You're never gonna look at it again.
I'm just like, what are you gonna do with that? Like, but I mean, I'm down. I'm happy to take it. But it's just
of course. Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, wasn't it so interesting when it just started, and like I was just a student, and now people want to take photos with me. I think that jump was like,
that first initial leap, like the first few months, is like the honeymoon period.
Yeah, it was
like,
very sweet, bro.
Everybody, like, there's a line, like, everybody come, make conversation with everybody.
Yeah.
But then that dies down a bit once it gets to the point where like you're not up for it, you know, and you don't really know how to say it, especially in Thailand or in like an Eastern culture. Then you kind of struggle, like, how do I kind of maneuver out of this without offending people? Like, you got to make up excuse, like, I got to run somewhere, you know?
Right,
even though you just kind of want to chill, you know.
But I've seen Phum after his concert, and I've seen him like just stay for like an hour. Just greeting them and just saying hi to like they all line up and stuff.
Right.
After the concert
In Thailand?
Yeah.
Very
it was in
civil.
Bangkok.
Very polite.
They just
They're very
lined
civil,
up
yeah.
and they were all just being like, hey, and then they take a photo and he was like smiling all the time.
Right. I don't mind it when it's at a show.
After a concert.
Right, because it's like I'm there to play the performance, and obviously I'm going to meet the core fans or my core listeners, but day-to-day life, I find it a bit weird, if I'm to be very honest.
Icon Siam, sixth floor, you're on a food court.
Trying to get mango juice.
Dude.
It's a little
It's
awkward.
like, hey, hello, yeah, thanks, yeah.
I guess I'm still in the honeymoon phase, bro. I don't know.
Still,
It's like they
good.
noticed me. It's
Yeah,
it's good,
dude.
you know.
That's great.
yeah, happy for you.
Yeah, or maybe I'm just not that famous yet. Maybe
It's still manageable.
Yeah, it's still manageable. Like a couple, when I forget, it happens. When I forget, it happens. So it's like, but if it gets like a lot, like I guess it's a little different.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
you'll
imagine
find
like
out.
you can't go on dates, shit, and then everybody's just kind of like
Right?
up
It's
on
like,
it.
it's like on Twitter where you are, who you're
Paparazzis
with, you know, and all that. It's kind of like
It's never gonna happen. It won't be like that.
Yeah,
For your benefit.
yeah.
I'm rooting for you on that.
Yeah. Ah, shit. Yeah, bro. But I guess that's like an inevitable thing that you have to endure if your music gets popular and you've become this rock star. That's what happens, bro.
Right.
That's what happens. And
Right.
yeah, man.
Nice.
All right. Let's finish this.
Should we get to the end of this?
We were at
We were
6
at-
to 8. All right, 3 to 6, I think. Yeah,
3 to 5. Is it 3 to 6?
Yeah,
My
we
eyes
just
are bad.
did that.
we
I
did
think.
3 to 6. Yeah.
And then middle childhood, 7 to 10, competence. Industry versus inferiority. Neighbors, school. Can I make it in the world of people and things? Activities, school,
sports.
This one's not, now it's getting a little close to what actually
Happened.
Yeah. Because like that, I guess you moved at 9,
Yep.
right? I
did.
moved around that time as well, like 7, 8 to 10.
Right.
Were you a starter in your rugby team?
Oh no, I didn't play rugby. It's like
You
one
did
PE class.
Ah,
And
okay,
I
okay.
tell everybody I got tackled by a huge New Zealand guy, but I just tripped on my own leg. And
Okay.
I had to like, get my arm operated at 10.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
Pretty gnarly.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you think school contains grades? Or just social
Sure.
thing? Grades?
Grades, yeah, everything. Your performance. So you kind of establish like, oh, I'm kind of like a smart person,
Right,
or
right.
oh, I'm kind of athletic.
Right.
So you compare yourself to others, and you you subconsciously like position yourself
right.
oh, I'm kind of in this tier.
That,
you know what I'm saying?
Definitely,
like, and then
that started for me around that period. Where it was like, oh yeah, I was getting good grades for art. I'm like a bit shitty in science, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna focus on my fine art painting skill more so than this. Yeah. Like I'm shit at rugby, so I may as well play football or like swim. You know, I was figuring those things out. What I was good at, what I was bad at. Yeah.
So if you succeed in it, you feel like you can make it in the world of people and things, but if you don't, you'll feel inferior, and feel that you may not make it in the world. Where are you on this?
I think that's how I feel.
Oh shit. Really?
Like I always feel like not enough, dude.
I think a lot of people are but I think a lot of people are in that, like, and it doesn't mean that if you fail, like, it doesn't mean that you can't move on to the next stage, even though you go past that or without having to like really succeed in it. You will be able to move on, but that idea of like, can I still make it? Like, can I make it? Will still be lingering around you,
right?
And I cherish it. I think it's like a fuel. Like, bro, like you should do more. You know, I don't know if it's healthy for me, but I think on the bright side, it's kind of like make me do like, you know, do this.
Yeah.
Make music. Yeah. Make a unit. You know, it's like okay, let me try all these different things so I can like finally be that thing. But I don't even know what that thing is. Right. I think it just like makes me run. So yeah, I think it's kind of good, but I don't want to be like this when I'm like 45 or 55. You know, then I want to feel kind of settle and like have children and stuff. But for now, I think it's fine. Yes. All right.
Middle childhood. I think I'm kind of. I feel you on that. Yeah. There's a little bit of that in me as well, where I do want more.
How about you, bro?
Same, dude.
Yeah.
I always feel like onto the next thing always.
Yes.
I want to chase that next goal, that next album.
Yeah.
That next like what do you like reward in life?
Yeah.
Know? Want to buy myself like a second holiday home. You know?
Right. Yeah. Second holiday home.
Oh no. Just one would be nice actually. Yeah. I can relate to that.
Yeah, but like which is like running towards just like this thing, but I don't even know what that thing is, right? But I'm just like more, right?
Right. And like, it's more internal, these things. Yeah. Right? It's more about like your perception of feeling you are good enough, I guess. Yeah. Like inferior or you've made it kind of.
Yeah, I guess our grades were shit.
My grade was nice.
Yeah?
I was a good student as well. Okay. I felt validated.
Yeah. So I've kind of moved on maybe.
Okay, yeah, maybe. Wasn't that good, bro? Wasn't that good? Yes. Okay, but I'm interested. Oh, no, it's not this one. Okay, next
Adolescence.
one. 11 to 19.
Oh, yeah.
Fidelity.
What does fidelity mean?
Like, I guess like cheating and shit.
Is it?
Like fidelity, it's like your infidelity means like you're cheating.
Okay.
What's fidelity?
It's like your honor.
It's like a loyalty.
Honor, your dignity.
Honesty. Yeah.
Okay. Can we?
Fidelity.
Meaning.
Faithfulness. Yeah.
Faithfulness to the two-way person.
Okay. So you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Loyalty,
infidelity means you're just not faithful.
Right. Loyalty.
Identity versus role confusion. You get it from peers or role model. And the question is, who am I? Who can I be? And it's based on social relationships. My experience, even though I was an Asian kid in America, I had a very, very strong Korean friends.
Okay.
The guy we met today.
Oh yeah.
He's one of my guys.
Yeah. Pang, the homie Pang.
Yeah, homie Pang. We're a 5 group, and we had a very, very strong like a sense of unity because we're all kind of under this like a minority kid in American school, right?
Right.
So I think that like I think I value loyalty a lot, especially in friendship. Like you know, like you never do your friend wrong, something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think that I'm pretty good on that. Because I had a good friend group and
nice, dude.
like nobody betrayed and stuff. We're still good friends.
Right.
So,
Right.
Good on fidelity.
Yes.
Okay. You're good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same. Yeah. I think I'm pretty good on it. I
Same
have
for
good
me.
friends all the time. I don't know about role models that much.
Well, I think peers are similar. Like, if you have good friends,
Right.
Did you have like a good role model growing up?
I grew up with a single parent, so it was always like, mom's hustling hard to afford our lifestyle in New Zealand. I also had like a well balanced group of international friends, like some Kiwi guy, some Indian dude, some guy from the Maldives, a dude who's like local, indigenous, Maori, and I think it was pretty well rounded.
Were there any Thai kids in your school?
Quite a few, but
Okay.
I wasn't so close to the Thai circle. I was always like bouncing between cliques as I changed between sports. Like played basketball, we were like different group of kids.
Right.
When I was really into music, I'd be like with all the music geeks, I guess, at that time.
So you're pretty extroverted as a kid.
Only like it has to be led by like an activity.
Right.
I wouldn't go because I wanted to get to know someone in like chess club, let's say. It's like I really want to play chess.
Right.
Then I would go in and then I would pick up friendships. Can I unite myself with another person? Like a singular person?
I guess
Is that what it means?
I think so. I think it's like a fidelity, but a stronger version of that.
Right.
You
Like
know?
the next step.
Fuck.
right.
I think
Who's starting here? Yeah.
I might cry, dude. You know? Yeah, I think it takes a lot of courage to trust someone.
Yeah,
you know,
right,
or like just like love someone, like
For sure.
unite, and you know, and I think relationship is the best way to learn it because that relationship you can't really replicate it between like your friends and stuff or your business
Special.
partners.
It's only one person.
It's only one
Yeah.
person,
For sure.
and it's like I think the world nowadays we're kind of used to like buying an iMac, right? You see the CPU, you see the RAM, and then the
Like the retina
ability
display.
is the ability is good.
Yep.
I will buy it.
Yep.
But I think you can't approach love like that. Like, oh, it's a good-looking person.
Right.
This personality is nice.
Right.
They got a nice house, and her parents have good relationships. So I'm gonna like take
Right,
you.
right.
But I think it's more like you buy first, and then you just kind of like dedicate to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like you shouldn't really like frame it in your head like, oh, this is type of person that I want to meet. But it's more like you dedicate first.
Right. Just
And then-
dive in head first.
So it's more like a second-hand car where you kind of don't know what the
Not in that sense, bro. Not in that sense.
Maybe like you kind of buying.
I think purchasing. I was just, as is a comparative word of using it.
Right.
What's a better way to say it? It's kind of like I think you can't. You gotta decide. I think that's what I try to. That's what I'm trying to say. You just gotta decide to love that person.
Right.
And that person's like a look, and that could be a reason.
Right.
But I think at the end of the day, there's no reason. You just gotta decide.
Right. So
And
you're saying
dedicate.
it's more instinctive. Like if you love a person, like all their social status, what they do for work, what their passions
okay,
are,
I think
are
a
just
better-
out the window.
Better way to put it is like
Yeah.
it's not because you love that person, so you decide. It's more like you decide, so you love that person.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying?
You decide. So you love, yeah. I kind of
You know what I'm
get
saying?
it.
You get it? You get it, bro?
I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. What do you mean?
It's like okay, let's say I think it's kind of similar to your parent to a child love.
Okay.
Like you decide to have a kid, right?
Yep.
And the kid is shit.
Yep.
Like very bad in class.
Right.
Kid got bad taste, you know? It's an awful kid. But because he's your kid, you love him. So what I'm trying to say is like it's not based on conditions. Once you decided, it's an unconditional love because I decided you to be my partner.
Yep.
I think that's what I'm trying to like
Nice.
go
Well
at
said.
it, you know?
That's hard though.
But I think that's like the purest form of love, dude.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, of course, like I could never be like perfect in. I think nobody's really capable of true unconditional love. Maybe to your kid, maybe, but even your kid, like I think it's impossible.
Right.
I think that's where I'm trying to like. That's the goal that I set is like.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the path that I want to go in order of loving someone
Right.
and have a meaningful relationship with other person, especially romantic
Yeah.
relationship wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Damn. Well said.
I kind of get it because
You know
like
what I'm saying?
I was trying to quit cigarettes.
Okay.
So one day, like, I just kind of made the decision to not smoke that day.
Yep.
But usually I would make it and be like, oh, I'm not gonna smoke today, but I wouldn't really meditate on it.
Right.
So I would just let myself smoke.
Right.
But one time I was like, I sat down and I just like closed my eyes for like a minute and I just meditated that I'm not gonna smoke today. And then I didn't. So it just kind of made me think of that. Like it's more of like you decide first.
Right.
And then I guess that weight. Maybe it's not what you were kind of.
I saw you smoking yesterday.
I was smoking now.
Just now,
I didn't meditate today. So maybe that was. I didn't make that pre-decision to not smoke. But
yeah, I guess it's more. Yeah, it's like a conditional love versus unconditional love. Like the iMac. Like, oh, I got a big display, so let me buy it.
Right.
But we're so used to this kind of like I guess I don't know if it's capitalistic. We're so used to this mindset. It's kind of like we kind of like see a human and be like, oh, this human is like that or this type.
Right.
So this human is worth it.
Right.
You know, something like that.
Right.
Yeah, dude. It's very difficult though.
Oh, it's hard. I think it varies between everybody. I get completely what you're saying, but I also was like, there's some people who are very calculated when they date as well. Like, totally aware of like who this person's parents are. Like, how's their status. Some people marry for business or for like to further their last name. You know, adopt a last name of a family that's wealthier. Yeah, in that way, and some of them are still together now, whether it's like conditional love or unconditional love. So. Definitely it varies between people.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
Damn.
Do they have to change last name in Thailand when you get married?
Usually they'll change to the male's surname.
They usually or they don't?
Usually do.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the common thing in Thai culture.
Yeah.
Not nowadays, but it used to be. Yeah.
Okay.
Korea never.
Yeah.
They don't change.
You just keep your family like part.
Yeah.
Like some
Is the same in Japan? They change it, right?
I don't know.
But I think Korea is one of the few countries where they don't change the last name.
Never?
Yeah.
Right, because it's like sacred.
Yes. Yeah.
You gotta represent
family
it.
bloodline.
Right.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that one's
This is the one that we're all on, I think. Trying to find can I unite myself with another person? That's a deep,
that's deep.
That's a deep question.
I like the word unite as well.
Yeah, like into one, you know? Two people into one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, let's take a look at our next step that is coming ahead in
20 years.
15 years? Yeah. 20 years, 15 years.
45, 60.
Middle adulthood, 45 to 64, care. Generativity versus stagnation.
What does that mean, bro?
I don't know about generativity. I mean,
like
stagnation means you're just being kind of the same.
Still,
like
right? Yeah.
Like a generative is like, I guess it's like more like an active.
You're like, you kind of keep generating.
Prosperity and
Generative is a propensity and willingness to engage in acts that promote the well-being of younger generation as a way of ensuring the long-term survival of the species.
Wow.
Word up.
That's nice. Yeah. It's like, are you gonna be like a grumpy old uncle?
Yeah.
Or you're gonna like be on reels and start dancing?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I think this is the age where it really like there's different starts. I think we're all young, right?
Yeah.
And when you're young, like I think youth is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're a shit person or a good person.
Yeah.
If you're a young person, you're kind of like glorified even. Like you're a young person, you know.
Yeah.
When you watch movie, you on the TV is all young people.
Yeah.
But as you get older, I think your character really comes into play because like you had all this time, right? You had 40 years, you had 50 years, and you still are unaware of your social surroundings and your act.
Yeah.
Then it gets real ugly, I think.
Yeah, dude.
So I think this is a very important stage as well.
Right.
Yeah. Because
Household,
because 45 is only like 50% or 40% of your life.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So he's not even that old.
No,
it's half time.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
You get it from your household, workmates. Can I make my life count? That's the existential question.
Work, parenthood. Yeah. I think that's beyond our level right now.
Right.
Am I the only one who feels like
You
that?
can only kind of project what it would be like at that time. Can I make my life count? Well, at that age.
Yeah, I guess like I think that's the age where I think younger you are, more options and more dynamics that you can have.
Right.
Typically, I'm saying.
Right.
But as you get older, I think your options get limited, and you can kind of see what your life is going to look like for the next 40 or 50 years.
I think that's when you start thinking about your own mortality as well. Like you're probably going to develop like health issues, and like your body is wearing down. And it's like, what can I do with the time I have left? Probably gets real existential, I could imagine, at that age.
Right. So I guess you start thinking about legacy. That's why it's kind of like, what can I do for the youth? Or the impact that I can have onto this world, I guess.
Right.
Thus, can I make my life count?
Damn.
Imagine asking that self to yourself, bro. That's quite scary.
Yeah.
I think can I unite myself with another person is a bit better question. It is enough, dude. It's hard enough. Yeah. Shit. Okay.
Last stage, late adulthood, 65 and above, wisdom. Ego, integrity versus despair.
Wow.
Humankind, my kind. Is it okay to have been me?
Shit.
Wow.
Reflection on life.
Imagine asking yourself that question in your deathbed. Is it okay to have been me? Shit. That's deep, dude.
That is deep.
Is it okay to have been me?
Damn,
dude. I was like,
yeah. I mean, do you feel like it's been okay to have been you?
Dude.
No, not yet.
No.
You're not happy yet?
Not yet, dude. Not yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a heavy one, man.
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
Because I mean, we could die technically tomorrow.
Yes.
Right? So
sure.
is it okay to have been you? For what you were?
If I were to die tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Nah?
No. Wow, but like earlier I was saying, I don't feel enough, so I think that's a fuel for me. But now that I think in a 65 or up perspective, that's such a young mind to think like this achievement. And it's good for me.
Right.
But if I were to die tomorrow, I don't think I would think about like, I like had this many records or I played at this festival. I think the first thing that comes to mind is like, how did I treat other people and treated myself? I think that's the first question that comes to my mind.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh man.
I think it's nice to...
It wasn't okay.
Nice to know that and have that in the back of your mind.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of a lot of actions that we take, if I were to know how I would feel after I did that, then there are a lot of things I would behave differently. Like, for example, like smoke a cigarette. Like if I could foresee that after smoking this, I'm going to feel shitty about myself, then I wouldn't do it. But I would do it because I don't think like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to enjoy the moment. Right. But let's say that's going to be the existential question when I'm 65 and above, and having that mind, like what's going to matter when I'm about to die, and being aware that question will shape you to act differently
like that,
now.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you know. So
how about you?
This is a tough one. On a personal level, I think I've been a decent person.
Respect.
Yeah, I think many things I'm not satisfied with. Like I wish I would have done certain things differently, handle some friendships or handle some relationships differently. How I treat my family members, like each one of them individually, the nuances in that. Professionally, I feel still unsatisfied. I feel like I'm still waiting to write that one album that's really like truly like my skill will finally match my aspirations as an artist. So unfulfilled in that sense.
Is it based on more of a craft or more of a perception?
Craft for me. Yeah.
Respect.
I feel like I just want to match that level of, I have some crazy ideas going on in my head, but I want to one day be able to communicate that and have it the way I thought about it in my head. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we think of things we want to do, but you can't match it with the level of skill or like level of craftsmanship that you have currently.
Right.
So I'm unfulfilled in that sense, but as a person, like, is it okay to have been me? Like, give it a 7.5 out of 10, right?
Respect, bro.
that's respectable.
That's respectable.
Yeah. 7.5. I think it's room for improvement for sure. Oh, so much room.
7.5.
That's a clip. Respect, though. What point would you give, bro? On a personal level.
To myself? Maybe like a 6.8.
That's still pretty high.
Right, it's good.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about how I've been living.
Yeah.
There've been some fuck ups here and there.
Yeah,
but
right.
generally pretty happy about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah. What about you?
Like my initial thought
4?
was 4.5.
Oh wow.
But after hearing that you're a 6.8, I'm gonna boost it up a little bit.
So what's that now? Fuck. Gotta up that real quick.
Like a 5.8.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
After hearing him, but
Significant jump.
yeah, but honestly, like just like the initial thought that I had was 4.5.
Okay. Oh.
Damn.
Oh.
You're better than that, man. You're better than
Thank
zero.
you, bro.
You're doing good, man.
Yeah.
You're doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah, respect. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I guess it's very hard to yeah, dude, like it's being a nice person. I think
It'd be nice to remember that the rating we gave ourselves now, if we reach 65, let's hope we do, we can give another rating.
yeah, bro.
Yes.
And we'll be back here.
Second podcast coming up in 40
Right.
years.
Yeah.
Let's go. Mark the date.
Shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
What time are we at? What are we on time?
So long.
Hour 40?
All 40. Wow.
Oh, nice.
Thank you for being on, dude.
Dude,
That was good conversation.
Yeah, that was so good.
Oh, my pleasure. I've always enjoyed my conversations with you boys. Whenever we've met on tour, like in my hometown or in your hometown. So pleasure to be here. I wish you all the best on the things you want to shed light on. I'm a big fan of your work musically and what you guys do.
Same.
dude.
For your own culture. So
Likewise.
my pleasure being here. Thank you.
Yeah. Come to Korea more often.
Yeah,
I
bro.
will.
We'll also be in Thailand.
Yes, please.
Yeah, hit you guys up.
I got you. Yeah.
I feel a warmth in my heart. Yes. Goat. You're a goat, bro.
Yes.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming out.
My pleasure. My
Yes.
pleasure. Thank
First
you.
English episode, SPNS TV.
I think it was
Yeah.
way above
Yeah.
what we have had in mind.
Yeah.
Way above.
Yeah, there weren't much preparation, but I think it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's it's ending, so let's end in a generic tone. Any message to the Korean fans that are watching this?
Oh wow. Yay, to my Korean fans, thank you for being one of the first places that really took me in abroad and like gave me one of my biggest first headliner shows ever. And I just played Busan Rock this year, the past weekend, and the love is still just as strong and warm. And I'm so grateful to be a part of your art scene, your music scene. So yeah, I will always try my best to come back. And please do have me back. Would love to be here.
Phum Viphurit, thank you for coming out to SPNS TV podcast. Peace and love.
Peace.
Subscribe to our channel.
SPNS